Hello, this is Angela Anderson. Thanks for joining me tonight. In this video, I'm going to be showing you how to paint a Western Tanager bird. We're going to be using acrylic paints on little mini canvas. This is part of our bird series on Tuesday nights. We're going to be doing a series of these small canvases. So let's get started.
Let's go.
Okay, didn't work.
Well, it wasn't set up to the right cue.
Oh, sorry. Technical difficulties. Got my husband Mark with me.
Hey there, everybody.
He's manning the chat for us tonight. So if you've got and my cameras too and all that good stuff behind the scenes there. So if you've got questions during the live show, you can ask those in all caps and we'll try to answer them for you. So these are I need to see what I'm doing here. Sorry. Very good. Thank you, honey.
I knew it looked odd.
Yeah. Can't see the camera.
You want to do the intro video?
What?
You want to do the intro video?
No, it's good.
Okay,
we're
right.
good. We'll just get going.
Okay.
Just pretend like it all went smoothly right from the beginning.
All right. So we're painting birds.
Yes, we're going to paint this bird. I have kind of adapted the photograph a little bit due to Photoshop magic. We're going to add some flowers to it and change the perch on him a little bit, but he's a Western Tanager. And we're going to set him right up underneath our bluebird that we did last week. And we've got 6 that we'll be doing in this series, but I think we're going to continue to use these small canvases for a while now. I've got several more. And as long as you guys like it, I'm going to go ahead and continue it probably past the 6. We might do butterflies. We might do flowers. Who knows? We've got all kinds of things that...
You nicknamed this the Tiny Tuesdays.
Tiny Tuesdays, yeah. But something else is using that hashtag, so we need to check it out and make sure what that actually is, because it might not be something we want to associate with.
Exactly.
I'm a little scared. We'll be using our Fredrix Gallery Wrap 5x5 inch canvases, and I've coated mine with the Quinacridone Magenta. This one had that underneath as well. That's our undercoat color. And we'll be painting over the top of it for our bird. So let's get my little thing here. And I'm going to show you what I did to sketch him. Go ahead and zoom in there for me, hon. Great. Thank you. Okay. So his branch that he's sitting on, I wanted to kind of curve towards the bottom edge of the canvas, and I left about a finger's width here. The tail and body sections are sort of equal, so if you'll that's sort of where I started. I knew I wanted to kind of end the tail back in this back corner, so I made a mark there, and then I made a mark right about here, and then I made another mark right about here. And these 2 marks will be even, and it's not right where this part of the tail starts. It's actually up a little bit higher where it starts to curve down, and you're going to curve it kind of almost like a V shape right here. There's a little bit of a squared off end to his tail, and then up here at the neck, it's a large teardrop shape like that, and then we're going to bring the wing down and create a little section like that, and this tail kind of comes almost straight off from the head in a straight line like this. Here's our V, and then we're going to curve up underneath for this part of the body. And it curves underneath, and it goes kind of almost parallel to this line here, angled out just a little bit, and then curves back in like that. And then right about here, there's a little section that comes out, and then another section that comes up and around for the head, and then it joins up with a gentle curve right here for that head. And then the beak is going to be kind of coming off of sort of the middle. If you just kind of made a line straight down the middle of the head here, you kind of can see where you're going to be putting the beak, and it's going to curve down just a little bit and then back straight like this and into the inside of the face. It's kind of hard to see with this little pencil I'm using, but we're actually going to leave some of this cheek showing right there. On the other side, there's a little bit, sort of flattens out right here, and then it curves back up here, and then it curves in this way there. And then the eye is set just above the split in the beak, right smack dab in the middle, kind of a little bit far from center. Here's our center, so just on this side of the center right there. And then our branch that he's setting on, if you'll kind of put his leg down this way, it's about maybe, I don't know, maybe a finger's width or so before the feet, and it comes out kind of in the middle right here. There's like a little split section of the feathers, so it's coming out from the body. It's not right along the edge right here. And then the other foot is actually in our picture, it's like behind this, so you're actually only seeing like one foot there. And then this branch is going to curve this way and up, and then our flowers, I'm just going to kind of do general ovals for where I want my main flowers to be, and we don't have to do all of the ones in our picture, but we'll do a few of them there, and then a few leaves. This one will be split. And then maybe one under his feet here, and some smaller buds right there. So you're not seeing the foot attached to the branch really. This kind of flowers are sort of covering it. And then from last week's, if you're going to join these up, we'll continue this branch down just a little bit here. Do a couple of leaves from in this style, coming down here. And this branch kind of curves in, so we're just going to end it right here and just do a few leaves right here. And then this one, we might have a leaf coming down there like that. All right, let's paint. Let's go over our palette real quick.
We're already there.
I see that.
I'm like 5 minutes ahead of you. Well, since we don't do an intro video and everything was turned on.
We're a little bit off tonight.
Yeah,
it's okay.
We're checking lighting and
Mark
stuff.
literally walks in like 15 minutes before the show, so it's a wonder that any of our Tuesday nights work properly. All right, so I've got my Princeton brushes here. I've got a 4 Filbert and a #1 round, and then I've got a 1/4 inch and a 3/8 inch angle shader, and then a smaller round just for some details, like the beak and the eyes and things. And we've got carbon black, unbleached titanium, titanium white, Quinacridone Magenta, Cadmium Red Light, Cadmium Orange, Yellow Oxide, Cadmium Yellow Medium, Cadmium Yellow Light, Phthalo Green Yellow Shade, Phthalo Blue Green Shade, Teal, Ultramarine Blue, Burnt Sienna, Burnt Umber. This is light phthalo green, and this is light phthalo blue. Now, if you don't have these colors exactly, you don't have to match them exactly. You're just going to want kind of an orangey red or an orange. You can mix most of these colors. So you definitely want the Quinacridone Magenta and the Cadmium Orange or Cadmium Red Light. And then you'll need some sort of a yellow oxide is kind of a basic color, just a neutral yellow, cadmium yellow medium, or Hansa yellow, or one of those. But these colors here are mixed colors. So the phthalo green is just phthalo green light plus phthalo green light has white in it. So it's just this color plus white. Same here. And then the teal is these two colors plus white. So if you don't have those, you don't have to buy them. Just pre-mix them. Just makes it go a little bit faster. So let's go ahead and we ended this canvas. We were using some of this phthalo green. I'll grab a little bit of teal, the phthalo green light, and we're going to kind of try to match up our colors just a little bit from the canvas above. And we're doing it kind of messy. And I'm going to go around my leaves this time. I didn't draw out my leaves the last time, and I kind of wished I had. So we'll leave a little bit of room around our leaves. I think it'll give us a better look. And I'm going to use some of the yellow oxide plus white. So we use some of that up here as well. How's everybody doing tonight, hon?
I haven't asked him.
Okay.
Should I?
I'll just say hi.
Okay. Hi, everybody. Hey, welcome. Thanks for joining us tonight. We really appreciate you being here with us on this Tuesday evening in this tiny canvas bird series.
Yeah.
Pretty cool stuff. If you're new to Angela's channel, please subscribe. If you like painting. If you don't like painting and you just like to be around nice people, subscribe to her channel. You can find all kinds of hundreds of tutorials on her channel and all types of different themes and levels of difficulties.
Okay, I'm mixing a teal here with some phthalo green, phthalo blue, and some of the white here. So just wanted to, okay, continue.
No, that's okay. I understand it's important to teach them how to paint on the painting channel. So do that.
You're in a row.
And if you're with us live, you can join us in chat, ask questions that are pertaining to the lesson, and we'll try to get them on air. Or I'll make up something and answer it directly in chat.
Yeah. Well, we have a lot of common questions that you figured out by now.
Mm-hmm. Like, what's for dinner? No, but we did
We're
put into
tapping
chat.
here.
Oh, go ahead.
Just tapping. If you missed last week's show, we're just kind of doing the same sort of technique that we did last time, which was we're just kind of doing this sort of small tapping brush strokes, not over blending it so that we get a lot of distinct color in our canvas panel here. All right, what were you saying, hon?
Oh, somebody in chat had asked what the white pencil was you were using, so I typed in there, said it's the Scriball all-surface pencil.
It is.
It's the number 1254 white.
Okay.
So you can get the exact
It comes in a pack of 2 with the black and white. So if you, it's on Amazon. It's in my Amazon store. They sell them as a 2-pack. Not to be...
Not the wrapper.
Right. Not to be
Okay.
confused with Tupac.
Okay. Just making sure.
I knew exactly what you were going to say as soon as I said that. We've been married a long time.
30 years on Monday.
No. I was waiting for it. The Tupac joke. That's awesome.
So to clarify.
You did not disappoint.
Thanks, honey. Words of affirmation. What was that you got me for card you got me a couple years ago for the anniversary? It says, I'm still not sick of you.
Yeah. Just being sweet,
Yeah, that kind of lovey.
Huh?
That lovey language
right.
stuff.
Yeah. I think you posted it on Facebook, actually.
Oh, we got a question about.
Awesome.
They would like to know, can they put an acrylic artwork outside? They're thinking about that this would be lovely for like on a front door or something.
You can, but they're usually, depending on the kind of acrylic paint you are using, they're not, you'll need an exterior varnish and you'll need a UV varnish. So you need to protect it from the light because light is more damaging than the weather would be to it. It'll crack over time. I'm making a blue here. I used that phthalo blue and I'm kind of mixing it in with these teal colors now. And I'm going to do a little bit of this blue from our bird above and pull it down here. We kept these kind of yellow. Our bird here is going to be yellow. So I'm going to pull more blues in the background on this one. But yeah, let's grab a little bit ultramarine blue. put some of that in. I can't remember what the question was now. So
acrylic paintings outside.
Oh yeah. I've painted several. Like I've painted mailboxes and things like that, and I used craft paints way back when I was doing that, and they'd last about probably about 2 years before they'd either start peeling or you'd see fading. They fade a little bit faster than they'll peel, crack. So yes, you can, but it won't be archival. You really you could use an exterior latex paint and do some of these. It wouldn't be the same exact techniques, but you could get something similar with house paints. But I would just use a UV. There's some good UV varnishes that'll give you decent protection, and extend it, because I wasn't using those. So I'm just saying that was like regular varnish with regular acrylic paint. So I'm making that way too complicated.
So right now you are just getting paint straight off your palette. You're not adding water to your brush. You're just...
Not really. I mean, every now and then I'm dipping into the water.
Ooh, I lied in chat. Sorry.
You got to kind of... But I'm working a little bit thicker, so I don't have to use as much water. I'm putting on the paint fairly thickly. And I'm not really blending it. I'm leaving a little bit of that background color showing through. I'll grab a little bit of the white. And then I'm just going in and kind of dabbing with some of these colors. Now, what I can do also, and if you don't want to do this, you don't have to, but I can also pull some of these colors up into this canvas if they're not matching exactly, or if I want to add a little bit of this color up there, but I don't think I need to. I think we'll get close enough to that color and just pull a little bit of it down and it'll be enough. It doesn't have to be the same exactly. But I am doing the sides, so make sure when you've got your paint color that you're using, you just go ahead and wrap it around the side before you move on, so that you don't kind of lose that color, because sometimes it can be hard to remember what color you mixed. Phthalo blue here, a little bit, with the light phthalo blue. And I went right over my stem, darn it. Wasn't going to do that. Let me get it back. It's right there. There we go. I caught it before it was dry. So it's going right there. So as we get down to the bottom, I'm going to use some more of this Royal Phthalo, or the Phthalo blue and the Ultramarine blue together. It'll give us a deeper blue color, which is some of the darker blues that we used up here. See how nice that looks together? I'm just pulling that color from this canvas down here so that it matches. We'll do that with all of our birds in this series, so that by the end we'll have all of these colors on all the canvases. They'll all kind of go together. It should look really neat. And you can do any of these just singly. You don't have to do this whole set if you don't want to. So, that can be... This can just be a one and done, or you can have this whole fun set. Okay. And I'm not really making clean lines around my bird either. You notice I'm kind of being a little bit intentionally sloppy. So it's just kind of, this technique is a little bit looser than my normal style. So it's kind of, I think it's a really good technique for beginners. I've seen lots of the bluebirds from last week being painted and doing, folks have been doing really well with them, even first time painters. So I think they're definitely beginner friendly. A little bit of water here. Just keeping my brush moist. Keep on adding paint. And the heavier I push down, the more I'll get some of that lighter color that's back up in here. The first color that I put in, each additional color will kind of push the original color back a little bit. So I have all these colors still in my brush, and just by kind of pressing down differently, I can get some other colors off without having to actually put new paint on my brush. That's why I'm not cleaning them off. I'm just kind of adding to the color that's already there. Okay, it's looking good. I like that dark blue down there. That'll be pretty against that pink too. A little bit of water. I think one of the things that's really important when you're painting with acrylics is keeping your brush hydrated, because after you get rid of all your paint off your brush, you still need to kind of pick up just a little bit of water. So I'm just dipping the very tip of the brush into that water to pick up a little bit and keep working, grabbing teal here. So I'm going to work back this teal. I didn't do the sides when I was up here, so I'm going to work the teal back up in this part up here.
So does it matter which side you paint first?
What do you mean? No, I've got my fingers down in here. That's kind of the
silly
way I hold it, as I stick my fingers down up through so that I don't have to hold the sides.
You don't have to answer that. I'm just trying to be silly.
Okay, sorry, I missed that.
And that's okay. It didn't work.
No.
It's no Tupac joke.
This is phthalo green plus the light phthalo green. A little bit of.
So to clarify, this is a Western Tanager.
Yes.
Bird, not a Western Teenager or anything like that people chatter.
No, Tanager. Did I say teenager?
No. People have misread it.
But I just said it fast.
No. People just misread the title.
Oh, I see. Yep, Tanager. It's a male. Obviously, the males get all the fun colors. I guess because the females are picky, so we...
Exactly. Males of species usually aren't so picky.
No. They're just like, girl, good. So, I think that was exact thoughts.
I think I've heard that in the woods. I was like, what kind of bird is that?
Okay. There we go. So we got some of that. I might put a little bit of this yellow down here, just a few little dots of it randomly. Just.
Which brush have you been using?
This is the Filbert.
Filbert.
Yeah. The number 4. It's about a 1/2 inch, I think. Maybe 3/8 inch. This is 3/8. Yeah, about 3/8 inch. Okay, there we go. So we've got our background. I might a little bit of the Ultramarine Blue plus the light phthalo blue here. Make it kind of a light purpley blue. Just add a little bit of that in some spots. Break up our, just don't want any like solid areas, so. There we go.
Could you explain the why you chose the Quinacridone Magenta for the background?
Yes, I chose it because it's a vibrant color. So I wanted something that would kind of make the other colors in our palette pop. If I wanted to more of an earthy look, I'm mixing cadmium yellow light and the phthalo green, and I still have that ultramarine blue in my brush, so it's toning it down just a little bit. I'm going to use it on my leaves. So yeah, red is a really good undertone if you want like a really vibrant painting. The yellow, like if I was to use like a yellow oxide or something like that, which would be another option that I was thinking of, it would have been a little bit more of a warm looking, so that's another option that a lot of artists use is like a yellow oxide as a background color. I could have used maybe a light blue or like a ultramarine blue. And there's lots of different options. It just kind of depends on what I'm working on. But usually yellow oxide is one of my favorite colors to use. And if I'm not using yellow oxide, then I'm using a red, like the Quinacridone Magenta. This is Phthalo blue. Adding to the phthalo green. I think that was the color of these teal leaves. That'll be the tricky part, is remembering what I did week to week, but hopefully I'll do these leaves quickly or like close enough to when I originally did them to remember colors from the week before. But a little bit of them I'm not really mixing, just kind of adding a little dash of the darker color to my leaves here. Do we need to zoom in even more? I feel like it's a little far away still.
Well, I zoomed out because you were kind of going off screen once in a while you were painting the edges. So,
all right, thank you.
I'm trying to do my job, make up for the beginning.
Thank you. I appreciate it. All right, let me go ahead and clean this out. I feel like it's gone as far as we can go with that. Let's grab some of the burnt umber, a little bit of the unbleached titanium. That was our color for our branch on this guy. So we're going to put that in, and I'm not going all the way to the leaving a little bit of that red showing. And that is
okay. Somebody asked, we'll see, now you are off screen so bad. You tell me to zoom in, and what the heck are you doing over there?
Nothing.
You looked over and noticed I was trying to look up something.
Nothing. I was not doing anything. You didn't see that.
Do this way over here.
No, it's fine. It's all good.
Okay, I'm going to find another artist to work with here. One that doesn't pull pranks on me.
If you hadn't said anything.
Okay, so somebody... Oh, now see, I forgot the question. Hold on a second. I'll be right back.
Okay. I'm making a dark maroon with the Quinacridone Magenta and burnt sienna here. Burnt sienna. Burnt sienna is just a good neutralizing brown, so anytime you want kind of a more neutral color, these colors straight out of the bottle are super vibrant, and really if we used them everywhere, it would just be almost like Ginger Cook calls them circus colors, which I think is perfect description. It's, they're just a little bit too much of everything. They're just too. So you really want to tone them down a lot of times. Just bring them down a notch, make them a little bit less in your face. So I'm gonna, and burnt sienna is a good color to do that. Adding a little bit of...
Okay, I'm like zooming way out because...
Why? Am I still doing it off?
Yes, you are off again.
I'm sorry.
Okay, the question was,
Okay.
the person only has permanent magenta, so would that work for the background?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think so. I'm not sure exactly what brand that is, but sounds, you know, magenta is pretty much usually magenta, so... As long as it's a vibrant, you know, reddish, purpley red. Okay. There we go. Oh, I forgot to put out my cadmium, which was my berry color on my other one from last week. So I'll put out a little bit of cadmium red medium. I think I used it. I'm trying to remember. Yeah, I think I did because I think I mixed these two together. I'm just going to do that while I'm thinking about it. Cadmium red and Quinacridone Magenta. That's the color. Put in a few little berries. We'll just unify that painting. And if you are not going to do the series, you don't have to do this part. You could just leave it, you know, with this down here. You don't have to add this extra part up here. And a little bit of white highlight here with the, just mixed it into that base color. And I'm going to grab some of that burnt umber and make a little stem coming down to that berry. And then grab a little bit of the Unbleached Titanium and just put a little highlight in the middle of our branch with that.
I'm giving you one more chance.
Okay.
Don't make me pull the show over.
That'll be good. I promise. Alright, I'm going to make a little bit of a light green for our leaves with some white. Just adding some white to that light green. And I grabbed a little bit of the yellow Oxide too. And I'm going to add a little highlights to these leaves here. Just so they match up to the one. So that's pretty close to the same colors, I think. Let me grab a little bit of this teal and outline this one a little bit with that teal. There we go. Okay. I just want the color family to be similar enough that you can kind of notice, you know, realize that they're the same. So now we can do whatever we want with this one, now that we've got them kind of merged a little bit. All right, so I'm going to grab my 1/4 inch, and since our bird is yellow, we're going to want some white in our yellow just to begin with, just to get it more opaque. So I'm going to grab a little bit, and if you notice, I'm grabbing just from the side of the puddle. That way I'm keeping this whole back side of the color fresh and clean. So when I'm mixing, I'm pulling a little bit from the side and just using my brush kind of like a shovel and scooping it. And pulling it over here, doing the same thing over here, scooping a little bit and bringing it over here to a clean spot where I can mix it. So we'll start out with this. We'll add more of the yellows on top as we work, but this will be kind of our undercolor so that we can put some of the, we'll need that white in there so that we can put the other colors on top. It'll cover. And I'm still leaving a little bit of that red showing through here and there too. So there is a little split in the wing that kind of, or not split, but a little bit of the yellow that comes down in the wing right here. And then there's kind of a straight edge right here. And I'm making this bird very kind of the same way we did our background, dotting him, kind of putting him on with little dabs of paint instead of smooth brush strokes like I might normally do for this style. It's just another kind of option. Okay. I already like it. That blue and the yellow is really pretty together. And blue works with orange really well too, which will be the kind of the color on the top of the head. So that was kind of my thoughts with that. And the warmer palette will look really pretty with the red underneath. Just really make the red look pretty where it shines through. All right, let's grab some of this orange. And I'm going to dab it on around the face here. Mix a little bit of it in with the yellow there so that's not quite just solid orange. It's a little bit toned down. Dabbing. Going around the eye there. We'll be adding more of the brighter colors here, but for now we're just going to start with this kind of lighter. The lighter colors will add the darker on top as we work. That looks good. This kind of does a circle, so this whole top area is kind of an orangey color, and then it gradually fades to the yellow down here. There's a little bit of the yellow right here too, but that looks good. Clean that out. Let's do the wing feathers. I'm going to use black and some of the burnt umber. So it's not solid black.
We got a question.
Yep.
Would like to know if the dabbing gives it more of a feathery look.
It does, and if you notice when I'm dabbing, I am being intentional about the direction that I'm doing it. So on these tail feathers, I'm kind of pulling this way. On the face, I was kind of pulling down in this section, so I'm not pulling down right here. Right here, the feathers are kind of going down, so that's why I was kind of dabbing in that direction. But since these feathers are going this way, I'm going to be pulling my brush strokes in that direction. So every time I am dabbing, but I'm still kind of being aware of where the feathers are, how the feathers are growing, and dabbing in the kind of the direction that the feathers are naturally grow, so that any of the, brush strokes will kind of look a little bit more natural.
I'm dabbing over here too.
You're dabbing? Mm-hmm. Are you? Are you really?
I'm not on camera, but
okay.
They can just imagine.
I wouldn't want to, but that's okay. Thank you.
Ouch.
Okay, I made some gray with the unbleached titanium white, burnt umber, and ultramarine blue. You're distracting me.
Mm-hmm. I'll remember that next time you go, hey, you want to bring home something for dinner?
The dist you're dabbing, that's what it takes now. That's where we're at. Okay.
Are there anything, or should there be anything differently done? My English is really bad. Sorry, everybody. For left-handed painters.
I'm not the best person to ask about that. I really don't know. I don't have a lot of experience teaching left-handed painters. I had a lady that was left-handed in one of my classes, but it was literally in the 1990s. And so it's been that long. I just really don't remember. But I would suggest turning your canvas in whatever direction feels more natural to you. So you may find that you feel more comfortable painting, in, I don't even know, I don't know how you would, I guess probably like this, I would say, turning it upside down and pulling, I'm not even going to try. But.
Okay, so to level the playing field, next painting you have to do left-handed.
No, I'm not. Nope. no,
So
it would take like 5 hours.
Well, everybody who posts on your Facebook page are like, well, it took me all day to do this or all
Right.
weekend to do it. So that would be on par.
Exactly. No. But that's probably what I would suggest, trying to find that direction that feels more natural for you, and just do that. I know that's probably not great advice. You probably already do that, but
And real
that's
quick,
really all I know what to tell you.
which brush are you using?
This is the angle, the 1/4 inch angle. brush.
1/4 inch angle.
Yes, 1/4 inch angle.
Not that we were paying attention.
Right, I noticed that. Okay. All right, I made the gray, kind of just mixed some white with the color that I had on my brush there. I went back over the kind of lighter gray and dabbed on more of the black. Black's a little bit tricky because it can kind of turn into a big blob. But adding the warmer browns and adding a little bit of the touches of the blue in there will help. I'm going to add a little bit of white, and I'm going to grab a little bit more white and add some feathers right here, and a little bit right there. So just using the very tip. If you press your brush flat, you can get lines with it. So I'm just kind of using the tip of my brush to create lines, and then I'm going to, this yellow comes all the way out to here. So do that. Pick up a little bit of that white, put it there. And I'm going to mix a little bit of that reddish with this gray. Put it on the branch here. That's good. I guess I'm probably not going to end up using this bigger angle brush today. We'll see. Let me switch to the smaller round. This is the number 1 round. We'll put in our beak, and our beak's going to be that gray color that we had just mixed. So I'm going to mix a little bit more. Burnt umber and ultramarine blue. I had a little bit of black in my brush as well, and then some white. Makes a nice gray color. I'm going a little bit more on the blue side, so I'm going to pick a little bit more of the blue, a little bit more of the white. There. And we'll dab in. The top of the beak kind of curves down just a little bit, slightly. It's kind of a wider beak than the bluebird's beak was very kind of thin, almost needle-like. This guy's got a little chunkier beak. Like big beaks, cannot lie. I couldn't resist.
Oh, man.
Sorry, couldn't resist. Well, it's not bad.
No, it's
That was
true.
pretty funny.
It's true, yeah. Just gonna need some more.
Add some gray.
Some more jelly beans over here from Easter.
Some gray around the eye, and then I'm gonna do the black in the middle. It might be an easier way. This might be an easier method instead of outlining the eye. Just doing it this way, doing the larger circle first, and then doing the smaller circle on the inside. Sometimes it's, I think, maybe easier to go on the inside of something than circle around the outside. And we put a little bit of the dark color right around the part where it touches the face right there, and a little tiny bit maybe at the seam of the beak. Clean that out. I'm wiping it on the paper towel too. You're not seeing, but every time I get, clean it out, I'm dabbing it on the paper towel, and that kind of is controlling the amount of water in my brush. So that's really important because you don't want to go to your paint with a sopping wet brush. You just want to keep it just slightly moist. So I'm dipping back into the water just to get a little bit back on the brush, but we'll go ahead and add some of the white highlights to the top of the beak here. Maybe a little bit down here. There. Let's add a little bit of a highlight in the eye with that gray color. And then grabbing a little bit of the white just on the very tip of the brush. And I'm going to add a little white highlight on his eye right there. Let's add a little bit of the white right here too. Okay. One of the ladies in my Thankful Art group is the one that suggested this bird. I really, as soon as I saw it, I was like, oh yeah. So thank you. I can't remember her name, so if she's in chat watching, she's just say it. I'll give her a shout out.
Okay.
This is got the Cadmium Red Light now. It's got a little tiny bit of the Quinacridone Magenta in there, but it's mostly the Cadmium Red Light. And I'm just tapping in around the face. I'm going to kind of fade it into that orange color. So it's mostly kind of around the eye. It doesn't go all the way around, so under the chin a little bit. And then that's it. That's it. Just a few dots.
So if people are saying, hey, where can I get my hands on brushes like those?
Yes, they're at thebrushguys.com.
There's a link
Got
down
the link
below.
down in the description. Yep.
And they can get 5% off.
Right.
Using the code Angela Fine Art.
Yes.
And that link down there takes you to Angela's preferred list.
Yes,
So it should have all these brushes that she's using tonight.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a way to buy brushes for yourself, get a little bit of savings, and also support the channel.
Yep. Yeah, and they're great to work with. They're really good guys. Okay, adding a little bit of the light orange yellow together, and I'm going to tab back over, just kind of dab back over the seam between these two colors here. That lighter red and the orange, or the darker red and the orange. Grabbing some of the Cadmium Red Light again. Tapping back into that wet paint. So wet on wet, kind of blend it a little bit. There we go. Oh, he's so cute. And I'm really trying not to blend too much. It's hard. That's what I want to do naturally, but I'm really trying to kind of keep it dabbed on there. So I'm going to get some of the Quinacridone Magenta here. Add a little bit of a shadow color kind of around the chin. Maybe a little tiny bit of brown just to deepen that color a little bit. There we go. Just sort of dab it around that beak. There, and then I'm going to put a little bit of this color under here for our shadow on the bottom of the bird. He's got some shadow underneath the yellow right here. Oops, I was a little off camera there. Sorry, you didn't see that? Don't tell him. Don't tell him me.
What happened?
Nothing.
Okay.
It's all good. Nothing.
Do I need to zoom in some more?
All right. So funny. So I've got that lighter yellow down now, so I can go back in now with the Cadmium Red Light, or Cadmium Red Medium here, and tapping back over, and you can see how much brighter it is the second time around. And I'm going to grab some of the Cadmium Yellow Light, do some Cadmium Yellow Light up in here, just a little bit brighter yellow, a little bit more on the green side. So I don't want to cover up all this red, so I'm trying to be really conscious of that and stay away from, kind of be a little bit sloppy about it so that it's got a little bit of that yellow, you know, the undertone peeking through here and there. I'm going to leave this a little bit darker down in here. I may go ahead and grab a little bit of our gray if I've got any left. I don't. Let me make some up. Blue, brown, some yellow. Maybe a little bit more blue. And cadmium yellow medium. That's good. I'm going to wipe most of it off. I'm going to use it down in here. Right by the leg, there's just some dark area. And then grab some of that fresh cadmium yellow medium and just dab over the top to blend it in a little bit. There we go. Can't really see his leg very good, so I'm going to make it a little bit darker. Grab a little bit of black. I'm going to mix it with that green color we were just using. Wipe off the extra. I probably ought to put this in so you can see what I'm doing there. And then I'm going to put it, there we go. You can see the leg coming down. That's pretty much it for our bird. I might put a little bit, I'm going to grab a little bit of the Unbleached Titanium, maybe a little bit of the cadmium yellow, and outline it just a little bit right here, but that's good. That's good. He looks like he's smiling. He's cute. I'm gonna clean that up. I got a little bit too much yellow right there.
So for those of us who would like to try this painting, but are a little intimidated about drawing it?
Yes. Yes, we have traceables available. So if you don't know how to draw, you can just get on my Patreon for $1 a month. It's unlimited traceables. It's a really good deal. Allows you to be able to paint whatever you want. After my tutorials, you don't have to know how to draw at all. Trace them right onto the canvas and just paint away.
Okay, you don't have to know how to draw, but you do have to know how to trace.
Right.
Okay.
And I do have a video that tells how, there's a feather drawing video, and it shows you how to use a traceable. So if you don't know how to use one or have never used graphite paper before, it's pretty easy, but that tutorial shows you how. So, okay, I'm going to pull this beak back just a little bit farther. There we go. All right, I think we're good with that. Let's go ahead and put on our flower. So maybe I will use this bigger brush for some of these leaves and flowers. We'll see. So I'm going to grab some fresh white off the back side there where it's still clean. And same thing with the Quinacridone Magenta. Make a light pink. And we've already got the dark pink there, so that's kind of half our battle, right? We've already got that color in there, so I'm going to leave a little bit of it showing here and there. I'm going to start in with our little petals there.
I didn't know that painting was a battle.
Well, feels like it sometimes.
I've been doing it
for
wrong.
Sure. You've been doing it. You've been doing it all. So what are you talking about? You've been playing video games.
Now that's tough. But I don't brag about it.
Let's be real. No, you don't. You don't brag about it. Okay, I'm just dabbing on some of this color here, leaving sort of circular. There's some leaves right in here. I'm going to switch to the smaller one. Grab some white and pick up the tiniest amount of that pink. So it's mostly white. And I'm going to actually grab a little bit of the yellow oxide too. There's a little bit of that pink. And let's put in some highlights. Little dabs here and there. I'm going to pull. Why don't you go ahead and zoom in, because these are kind of hard to explain what I'm doing.
Oh, I'm going to be watching you.
Okay.
I am.
All right, there we go. So I'm kind of, this is a flower, this is a flower, this one, and then this one is kind of pointing this direction. So wherever the direction it's pointing, the center is going to stay a little bit darker. And then I'm putting these lighter petals kind of around the outside. I've put in sort of that medium pink, and now I'm kind of pulling from the outside and filling in just a little bit with some of these lighter colored petals. Now I'm going to grab some white. Put some white in. And using the tip of my brush, I can kind of create these little lines. So I'm going to change the direction that I'm pulling these strokes. Kind of doing these sort of curved lines. Depending on how I press down, I can get different shapes out of the brush. So if I want kind of more of a square petal, I can kind of pull like this. If I want sort of a thinner petal, I can just sort of wiggle it as I drag it around. That was my dog, not Mark, so Mark's fine. Grabbing some of the Quinacridone Magenta here, a little bit of the, sort of make a little bit darker pink color. I'm going to add some of that in. These are almost like little roses, almost, the way these are kind of multi-petaled, you know. These ones are little buds. Grab a little bit of white, do some highlights on these. Oop. Just put my finger in that one. I don't know what it was supposed to. There we go. All right, then I'm going to grab some of the cadmium yellow, mix it with that yellow oxide, maybe a little bit of burnt sienna. And dab in some centers. Using the tip of the brush, pointing it straight down at the canvas, and I can just tap, get little tiny dots. If you want to, you can switch to a round brush, give you a little more control if you want to. More control. Let me see, I think I'm going to work on this one just a little bit more. A little bit of that lighter pink. Were you waiting for the cute?
That's like the second or third one.
Was it?
So now that you're doing the shorter videos on Tuesday, you left enough time for Stickman. So that's good.
Okay.
We can have about like an hour
For Stickman?
for Stickman. Yeah.
Okay. We'll see. I was just thinking it's been a while since I've done Stickman. Okay, there we
Yes,
go.
it
I think that's good. Alright, I'm going to grab some of the green and some of the Cadmium Yellow Light. And I'm going to use Burnt Umber to darken part of it. A little bit of phthalo green to that. And we'll do some of our leaves here on this one. And really they're fairly similar to what the color we did up here, but we don't have to match it exactly, so I'm going to do a little bit different green just for something new. Grab some yellow oxide here. Use some of that for this one. And put one kind of underneath the leaf there. Underneath the branch, coming off the backside there. Get some of that brighter color. Add a little pop of that. Go ahead and bring this flower open up here a little bit more. Where the foot's coming down. Using the round brush now, the little number 1. Give me a little bit more control for these little brush strokes I'm doing. Grab some of that darker magenta, add a little bit of green. Scooter wants our attention. Do you go out? What do you want? He's just done. He's like, I'm ready for some pets. Put a little bit of this on my, and some of it on my branch here too. It's kind of a purpley color with the magenta and the. Not 100% happy with that still. Still gonna work on those flowers a little bit. Grab some of the quinacridone. I'm gonna put one right up here. Grab some white. Shh. It's good. You're being noisy. Stop it. You're gonna get banned from the studio if you don't be quiet. He thinks I'm talking to him, so he's coming over here now.
Now he's laying back down.
Oh, now he's laying back down. Okay, he heard me. He was like, oh, I don't want to get banned from the studio. I'll be good. He's pretty smart, I think. He probably
be sent to the outer regions with the cats.
Yeah, exactly. They're already banned a long time ago for chewing on brushes and knocking stuff over. They're a menace in the studio. Okay, I'm going to grab some of the yellow, mix it in with that brown, add a little bit of brighter yellow. Centers. Right. I don't know if I like those flowers very much, but that's all right. They're so tightly packed, it's kind of hard to tell. They're even in the picture. It's close, but it's not. Let me add a little bit of white. Super chat there.
I'm trying to be more subdued.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
This one's from Shirley. She says, Angela, just love your paintings.
Oh. Thank you, Shirley.
Yes, thank you so much for your support.
So sweet.
You can't see the disco lights. We got them blocked.
What?
Says we got the disco lights blocked by the
yeah, that's all right.
by the sound thingamabobber.
I don't think it's a...
Oh no, people tune in for the disco lights.
Oh, really? Okay. You said so. Mix some yellow, a little of the cadmium yellow medium, a little bit of yellow oxide, kind of equal parts, tiny touch of green, and some white here. And I'm going to put some kind of sort of indicate some stems on some of these leaves here. There we go. All right, I think I like it. Let's see them together. Zoom out there, hon. Next week we'll either do got a cardinal and a tufted titmouse, gray tufted titmouse right here, and then the cardinal right here. So I've already kind of drawn them in. We're going to continue this branch out this way. The cardinal will be sitting on it, and then this branch will come down and kind of meet up with that. So I think it'll be fun. Yeah. So maybe we'll do the cardinal next week. I know I've done several cardinals already, but this will be a little bit different style from some of the other ones that I've done. So I've done 2 other cardinal paintings. Maybe we'll do the tufted titmouse first then. We'll see. All right, guys. Thanks so much. Saturday we're going to be doing a fishing painting, Mark's Choice, for Father's Day. So we're going to do some fishing lures. Should be fun. And just do a simple background, a few fishing lures hanging. Won't be like the whole table full of lures like on my reference photo. I need to Photoshop it, but we're just going to have like 5 of them hanging down. So
they're crying for stick man.
Pretty simple.
Just letting you know.
Okay.
So yes, so we need like 1 million views on this painting come up Saturday.
So Mark gets more choices.
Yeah,
we'll give him a
exactly.
little bird in his
Yeah, because Angela's claiming that if it goes bad, she's blaming me, so.
That's right.
We'll see. So, hey, if you're new, and you're like, what the heck is this? This is Stickman. This is my level of art. And then Angela adds something to the painting based
Can't even
upon
see
what
what
we're
I'm doing.
doing.
It's so far away.
We'll zoom in a little bit. So we got wagon wheels, hearts,
You're getting a
hats,
little bird
palette
in this.
knives, horsies. This is like Stickman, I don't know, 3, 4, 5.
Yeah. So you got a little bird up here. I know
Okay.
we should put birds up in the tree.
Yes.
So, okay.
Yay. See, now the people are happy.
Okay.
They got what they wanted.
He's almost full. Well, it's not been that long. We did the wagon wheel, so that wasn't too long ago. Just a few weeks ago. All right,
True.
guys. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you try it. If you do, you can share it with me on my social media links. They're all down in the description, along with the materials that I used in this video. And we'll be back on Saturday with our fishing lures for Father's Day. Should be fun. Some basics. Keep it simple, so just about anybody can do it. Hopefully, maybe even keep it simple enough for kids to do it for Father's Day. And then we'll be back next Tuesday night with another bird for you. All right. Thanks, guys. See you next time. Bye.